Pretty soon we're not even going to have a method to be able to do anything without being advertised. It's on the radio, it's on the airwaves, it's on our clothing, it's everywhere we look. There's absolutely nowhere you cannot go without advertising closing in on you. I read the other day that over 50% of the human population of the planet now lives in cities, which means that all these people who now live in the forests and the jungles of the world are minorities. We've traded our tree houses for apartment condos. We've traded the views of the ocean for, well, this. And I live in a nice city. When I was down in New York, man, I mean, New York is the kind of city you could drive a cruise ship through the middle of the city and people 2 blocks over would have no idea a cruise ship was in town. And I mean in town. Problem is, though, is that with, so many people inside the urban cities, what does that mean for the people who still live in the outlands? People in the Amazon jungles? What about the people in Panama? What about all the native peoples of the world? Well, I guess that means that they're gonna die. That's what it means. Because the human race is slowly becoming more urbanized, more technology. Won't be long before we're augmenting our bodies all the way. Having wet-wired implants, getting ourselves all geared up so that not only do we just have cell phones that control everything we do, see, think, feel, act, we're paying attention to advertising no matter where we go. Well, it's only gonna be a matter of time before we get ourselves cybernetically implanted with all sorts of display medias. Think about it. All you have to do is look at any science fiction book. But it's never noticed that all these science fiction movies, you never see any advertising? Sure, you see a little bit. Did you look at Tokyo Today or Times Square? Try to imagine what life will be like when you have cybernetic implants in your eyes and everywhere you look is augmented reality ads. Your own mind wouldn't even be yours anymore. You wouldn't be able to think about whatever you want. Your thoughts wouldn't even be yours anymore. They got the technology now that they can read your voice before you actually say the words. What does that mean for law enforcement? What does that mean for freedom? What does that mean for you and for me? I don't know, man. It scares me a lot. But you can't be afraid. You have to learn to use that. You have to learn to embrace technology. Technology is only man's physical manifestation of will. If you don't master technology, technology will master you. My name's Sean Kennedy, and for now, I am the fucking man. Hey, you can't be here, eh? You don't belong here. No, you're not the kind of person we want to have here. I'm afraid you're gonna have to go, sir. That's how it's gonna have to work today. You're gonna have to go. So, how do you want to do this? You have to go. I'm sorry, you have to go. If you don't go, we'll just simply call the police and you'll be escorted to jail.
It's a free country.
Not anymore, not here. It's not. This is private property.
Where's the sign?
It doesn't need to be a sign. You're standing outside. Who do you think built all this? This is all us. You don't belong here. You're not one of us.
The public's allowed to walk.
I think you should go, sir, before this gets any worse.
Yeah.
I think you should go. Yes, you take your bag. Hope there's nothing illegal in there. Hi. I'm a security guard. It's my job to be the hired muscle for corporations. I have no real authority, but what I do is I walk around, I get my kicks by getting generally power tripping on other people. I can enforce my will. It gives me a sense of self-esteem. I get to go home every night, and even though I'm just an average everyday person, while I'm here, it's this feeling of power I have. I love it. It's fantastic. I don't make a lot of money, but the power comes to me, and that's all that matters. Here is my kingdom. Out there, everybody else gets pushed around. I get pushed around, but not here. Here, I'm in charge. That's my job. I'm a corporate security guard. No matter what anyone tells you, we are all unique. Everyone is different. Certain members of us have similarities, but everybody's brain, the hippocampus, neocortex, the entire gray matter thing going on up here from one side to the other one is totally unique. Your memories and thoughts and ideas have, plus your genetic makeup, have made you who you are. And that's not even getting into the concept of a ghost or a soul or an essence of being or a spirit. Without getting into that, I think that not everyone should be the same. Not everyone should see things the same way. The pharma-fascists out there, the folks trying to drug us all to say, maybe you have some associated personality disorder. That used to be called being shy. Or maybe you're quiet, but suddenly now you've got some kind of traumatic syndrome. It's nonsense. It's totally ridiculous. We've existed for thousands of years without these massive amounts of drugs and pills and medications being given to ourselves at every stage of our life. From the age of children to old age, we're being constantly saturated with media and drugs. It's insane. So at some point you have to sit back and go, wait a minute, hold it. Why are they doing this? It's a massive, think about how much money is pumped into advertising. How much money is in that? Billions and billions of dollars. Because we're not the product, we're the resource. They're trying to take all of our money. And the way they do that is by establishing need. Anyone who's ever taken a sales course or done any sales will tell you that they need to establish need. They need to convince you that you're in trouble, you're in danger. There's terrorism, there's bird flu, there's this, there's that. There's the chance that you won't be able to get a date. No one will like you if your teeth aren't white enough. You'll sound like an idiot. These are all fear tactics that people use. And unfortunately, because everyone is so media saturated, they kind of are a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think That if, as individuals, we can learn to unplug and be comfortable with being alone, to be comfortable with the notion of, I don't really need anybody. I like people, I don't hate people, but I don't need them. I'm okay to be on my own and do my own thing. Dress how I want, and go peaceably amongst people. Walk like an elephant in the forest, disturbing no one. These concepts have been reflected throughout history, and they've been said a million different ways, and I sure didn't make them up, I'll tell you that. But I think that they need to be taught more, and people need to understand that you don't need to be anything. You already are. Be a human being, not a human doing. You already exist. You have to educate yourself and make sure you can get yourself a halfway decent job, but you haven't got to subscribe to all the dogma and the lies that exist out there in the world. It's ridiculous. You don't need it. For a large portion, the news is simply there to scare the shit out of you. That's why there's so many drug commercials on there. What I'm trying to get at here is that with yourself, you have to protect your own self. You have to protect yourself. You have to protect what you like, what you think. If you don't agree with something, don't get led down the garden path by some snake oil salesman, even if it's me. People change all the time. Everyone you talk to and everyone you meet, you should treat like a smorgasbord. Take what you want, leave what you don't. Shield yourself. If you're walking around in an area where you know there's going to be lots of carny barkers screaming products at you, wear a set of headphones. If you're going out in society and you're dealing with salesmen who are really good, and believe me, you got to plan for your own limitations, take steps. Barriers up so that you don't have to always, make eye contact with these people. Make it so that you can isolate yourself a little bit. Doesn't mean that you have to make like you're screaming fuck off every 10 feet. But I mean, it's okay to be an individual and go, no man, no thanks. Practice saying no. Don't give in to guilt. People are as important as they think they are. And I think that each and every person out there watching this is more important than I am. That's why I do this. And that's why my cameraman will spend countless hours putting together a television series trying like hell to convince you of your own self-worth. But somehow, in all these things, it gets lost. There's only so much we can do in day-to-day life to try to communicate thoughts and ideas without becoming leaders ourselves. And the more confidence you have, the more people are attracted to you. All I know is that I make certain choices, and some of them have worked out really well for me and some of them haven't. But they're my experiences, and I try to share them as best I can. So I encourage you to do the same so that we as a species, as humanity, can get stronger on the whole. And my name is Sean Kennedy, but I'm just some fucking man.